So a lot of people are interested in blacksmithing but are discouraged because they think it takes tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And it's nice to have the equipment, but you don't have to have the equipment. You can start into this craft with just the barest minimum of tools. And so to back up that assertion, I'm going to make what is really, for me, one of my favorite entry-level projects for someone who's thinking of starting into blacksmithing, a marshmallow roasting stick. And I'm going to make it with just bare bones, basic tools. Now I could use this MAP gas. I could use this little gas bottle, a plumber's gas bottle, but I'm not going to. It's too slow, and I think the yellow jackets have been building a nest in there, and it doesn't work, and so I'm not using that. But you could. I'm going to use a cutting torch. All you need is some sort of a heat source. If push comes to shove, you can get iron hot enough to forge in a wood campfire. It's kind of slow and tedious and smoky and messy, but you could do it. So anyhow, a heat source, something to use as an anvil. I've got this little piece of railroad track anvil I've put on here. It doesn't have to be this sophisticated. It can just be a block. It can be a big wrench clamped in a vise. It can be the top of a post vise. You need something to smite the steel with. I'm going to use this little 1-pound ball peen hammer. You need something to hold the steel with at some point. Now, a lot of this time I'm going to be holding it in my hand, but a vise grip or a pair of pliers, a pair of channel locks makes a perfectly suitable tong. Aha! Nice. Okay, so I'm going to use this little post vise next. You don't have to have a post vise. You may not have a post vise, you may never have a post vise. Anything that will grab the material and hold it securely will work just fine when you're twisting small sections of steel. That's an example of a yin-yang twist. Now we're just going to put sort of a couple of simple twists on it. Actually, we may stop there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, this is an example of less is more, and knowing when to quit. There's a blacksmith here in this part of the country, up around Eugene. His name is Dave Thompson. He's a wonderful smith. He has a fabulous artistic sense. And he had a cliche that I heard him say a couple times, and I didn't understand it until about 5 years into this craft. He said, "Move the metal until the metal moves you." And I thought, what? You know, and so now riddles are part of blacksmithing. And then one day it just dawned on me. You can be working along, you can be twisting, you can be drawing out, and at a certain point, if you're paying attention, you're just going to think, whoa, 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 that's enough. Don't hit that thing even one more time. That's a place to stop. And I think that's where we're at right here. I'm going to chamfer that edge cold. Going Going to cool this off because it's starting to burn my hand. All you're doing is just breaking the corner a little bit, giving the light a place to reflect off the corner. You could go ahead and texture the whole thing if you wanted, but it's a marshmallow roasting stick. You got to know when to stop on these things. So the last step with ironwork is the finish. About 9 times out of 10, it seems like I just use a hot wax finish. But I got to scale the whole thing first so it all has the same sort of scaled patina on there, and then we'll wax it. It'll be looking good. Johnson's paste wax is what I use for a hot wax finish for an indoor application. You just get it hot, let it cool down to, 400 or 500 degrees. This is a little too hot, but that's all right. It's going to get hotter when my grandkids use it for roasting marshmallows. You just paint that on there. And when it sets up, you can buff it up a little bit if you want. And there you have it. Marshmallow roasting stick out of 1/4 inch cold rolled with a yin-yang twist. Where are you going to go to get something like that? You don't have to have $1 million worth of tools to do blacksmithing work. I've got about $100 worth of tools here, maybe less. Little railroad iron anvil, propane map gas torch, little bitty ball peen hammer, a pair of vice grips, and a coffee can full of water. With that and any kind of an old vise, you can make a really cool marshmallow roasting stick in a short period of time. To learn how to do this, click the link. Check out my channel.